our grand championship. Mugi, top of your screen, Mohammad Light at the bottom. Your Clash Royale League World Championship starts now.
Wallbreaker cycled in the back. It's the third time that Mohammad Light has done that today. Guards to catch with a Tesla there. Guards have been paired with Lava Hound already a few times, but we've also seen it with a little bit of bait aspect. So we'll see if that's the same thing, and looking like it already for Mugi, rocking some Wallbreakers as well.
Love seeing this from these two players. This is the kind of matchup you want to see. Look, one of them might go Golem here. We already saw Mugi do it. One of them might go Lava here. We already saw Mohammad Light do it. That's not the matchup we want to see. We want to see these two guys playing high cycle, insane micro.
It's exactly what you talked about earlier, Rich. It's what you've talked about for years. Go for decks that give you outplay ability. That's what both of these gentlemen are doing with a bit of a change-up. You see the guards on one side, the Prince on the other, but still the Wallbreakers plus the Miner to create a lot of chip and a lot of pressure, and that's a great zap again. Zap we haven't seen a lot in competitive. We've seen it a ton today.
Miner goes to the outside. Prince taking for the Miner. Wallbreakers is to play some defense, and Mugi knows he just got caught.
He spent way too much and got so little out of it. Mohammad Light strikes first, strikes hard. 1630 ticking down with that Miner on tower. His tower's virtually untouched.
What a crazy way to open. And Andrew, I'm a drill spammer. Everybody knows it. I talk about it a lot. Drill has not been very successful at this World Final.
No, you know, we saw a ton of it on day number 1, and it was maybe split down the middle or much closer than we've seen in days 2 and 3. It seems our competitors have kind of locked down that drill, figured out the best ways to defend. And the other thing about drill is that that's the thing you have to really worry about the most. And they've been having a good time defending easily at the bridge.
And we just saw a little bit of laugh out of Mohammad Light at the bottom right-hand side of the screen. And so far this weekend, that has been a terrible sign for his opponents.
That's very true. And you know what? You got to feel like it's got to be Julesy on the other side of that headset. And you have to give credit, not only for his analysis, but the fact that you can keep your competitor having a good time at this level with this much on the line. That's a lot for a coach to do.
The defense Mohammad Light just played against that drill Wallbreakers push was absolutely brilliant. He played the Wallbreakers defensively to pop the drill, and then arrows behind. That is next level gameplay.
And you talk about the arrow value. Not only did it clean up those goblins, it also took the Wallbreakers off the board that were coming in. There's that zap, but the zap ends up allowing the Wallbreakers to connect. Nice connection there, but still down by about 1,000.
And now this is where Mugi started to take control a little bit. He's gotten a better rhythm. I think that maybe he was a bit out of sorts in cycle earlier in the game. Now he has the guards pretty consistently for that Prince. Doing a good job, but now this Mega Knight's going to set up a pretty big push to the right-hand side.
And I was just going to say, I would really like to see Mohammad Light use that Mega Knight on this defense specifically. You saw a big-time spend by Mugi in both lanes, so use that MK, stop the Wallbreakers, and create a bit of a counter push.
Minute 40 remaining here in sudden death overtime. Around 2,000 HP, 2,100-ish on both sides for Mohammad Light. Currently in the lead with that 1398 on the opposite side of the board.
Prince coming in. That Prince value with the MK is something I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot of as this continues to tick down with only 80 seconds remaining. Miner going to go to the back, does miss the Valk, and now Wallbreakers tanked for by that Musketeer.
12:24, the mark on the right-hand side, and now it's going to tank for the bomber in the left-hand lane is that drill. Wallbreakers will not touch this time, getting taken care of early enough, and that Muskie now will pull the Valkyrie. Good spot here as we go into triple.
That Tesla up high, unfortunately for Mo. That Musketeer does not stay alive and assist the offensive push he had coming in, but Miner on the tower once again. And if there's one guy that knows how to cycle Miners rapidly, ravenously, it's Mohammad Light.
And you kind of see a little tilt of the head there from Mugi in that moment. Just cannot catch a break right now with those Miner catches. Good variation here so far from Mo.
And that's the other thing, that mind game that goes in. Nice pre-cycle guards, but he goes to the front with the arrows, and that is why everyone is calling him the best in the world. 3 Miners not caught, even with pre-cycled guards, and a brilliant set of arrows to get that cherry on top.
And cannot believe those Wallbreakers did not connect on the left-hand side. Miner now going to the right-hand side for Mohammad Light, adding to that lead right now. Arrows to go on top, and that Miner is just putting the hurt on that right side tower.
Incredible. Zap plus arrows will do it. Mohammad Light takes game number 1, and he's one step closer to sending this to our super grand finals. Mugi not loving what he's seen, but he does still have
drill, fireball being out as well, and that of course opens up a lot for Mohammad Light.
Mother Witch cycled in the back here to meet that Royal Ghost that has been such a nuisance, so I like that Mohammad Light didn't use it in that first deck, and he now has it available for game number 2.
And it is the Archer Queen. Queen versus Knight for game 2.
Barbarrel going to take her off the board. No, does not. Nice use of the invisibility there and getting great value on top of that Golden Knight.
And that's a decent dash here. You know, you want that dash to chain most of the time, but trying to open up that route or at least force more expenditure out from Mugi.
And yeah, you do really like that call. It's exactly what you should have done in that moment, but Mugi was ready for it. Tower's basically untouched. Mohammad Light is the first one to draw blood. 28-28 to 230-52s.
Mugi right back to the AQ. Pekka into that lane, and that got a response out of Mugi.
Yeah, I mean, again, and that's exactly what Mohammad Light and Juicy are trying to do. Make your opponents keep guessing. We've seen Mohammad Light go to this deck twice today, once in game number 1, now here in game number 2, and seeing him slow things down this much is really nice to see. And also, that was a great activation of that visibility while Mama Pekka was mid-swing.
This is going to result in some serious damage here, though, with the Mother Witch, who was the center of the Clash Royale meta for so long, getting some good value, some pig damage, and of course, making Mugi make some choices.
So that Brawler plus Cage is on the board as Mohammad Light ticks to 10. Looks like he might be up by 3, but really technically down by 1, but now he has his Golden Knight here to respond.
And again, the bad sign there, a little laugh and a smirk from Mo.
It's amazing what that can do to your mentality. Oh, and look at that. That is a brilliant sequence.
Wow.
Royal Ghost up front, Pekka behind with a Golden Knight in tow. Now, he didn't get a lot out of it this time around because of a great lightning, but you think about that push coming in, that is a devastating blow.
This is a difficult spot here for Mo. The Royal Giant left-hand side, able to take care of the AQ as she already did pop her ability. But this is going to be, I believe, a lead change here as that last shot, no, just barely not getting off.
Great use of the Fish Boy there, pulling that Royal Ghost away. But since it was a Royal Ghost, a bit tankier than maybe Mugi would have liked, Ewiz does its work along with the Golden Knight up to protect the Ewiz again. But look at this cycle. Another Royal Giant down. Ram Rider comes in to slow it.
And we've seen Ruben use that Ram Rider against the Royal Giant defense quite a lot, and it did not work out for him yesterday, but you see here Mohammad Light using that idea and getting great success.
Yeah, and talking about great success, this Poison getting excellent value on top of these Mother Witches every single time around, bringing that tower down to 22-43, but Mugi just a little bit behind and definitely has a great opportunity still to take game number 2. This is a big send.
Ram Rider getting nowhere near that Goblin Cage, so Ram Rider will get a close to connection, but Log does stop it.
Yeah, Lightning plus Log is nice there, but you see Mohammad Light just ticked to 10 when that Barbarrel came out. Up in Elixir by a little bit here, about 2 or 3.
Well, 2 or 3 can be so massive when you're playing bridge spam. So we'll see if he can find a way to take advantage, and of course you see stacking to the bridge right now is Mo.
Looking for a poison here on top of the Mother Witch. There it is. No dash coming in from that Golden Knight with the Royal Ghost up front. Easy to make that decision.
And again, Mother Witch being huge for Mo, he takes the lead even further on that left-hand side.
Lightning in here. 1913 to 1981. Mugi behind by just a hair. He has Mo beat by spell power. Can he keep this lead?
Fish Boy gets cut off its strings by Mama Pekka. And now setting up in both lanes is Mo. Lead goes to Mugi now with that lightning on the left-hand side.
That cycle with his defense, Rich, is starting to get devastating for Mohammad Light. Mo has to sequence a perfect offense. And there you go. Golden Knight dashes on the tower. Fishboy does pull it away. Only 300 separates him on the right-hand side, 200 on the left.
This Royal Giant is going to be a big game maker.
It's on.
How many shots does it get? Lightning in. Archie on the tower. And this is looking like Mugi's got game number 2 all sewn up.
And you figure with that Mama Pekka that it maybe would have been a little bit more involved in those Royal Giant defenses, but Mo, always knowing that Fisherman is in play, pulling that Mama Pekka away, sacrifices the tower. So Mo tries to slow play his defense a bit, and he gets punished for it. Mugi doing a great job, not overextending himself, and then lighten this to one more best of 3. But the Japanese great in Mugi, the MVP of 2020, has a lot to say about that.
And a bit of a slow start here. Mo opens up with an Earthquake cycle, and Mugi doesn't even respond.
You wonder if he's going to go heavy. Mo already showing that he's going light and fast. Happy to cycle an Earthquake early on. A bowler. We have not seen bowlers since, I think, day one. And I'm pretty sure this means Loon Freeze. It could mean something else. But that's mainly what we see bowler with.
Bowler Loon Freeze against Archer Queen and the Mortar. Normally, you'd feel pretty good about that for Mo, but of course, both those two cards out. This might be Mugi's best opportunity right here, but he's not going to go to zero with Mo being almost full.
Happy to get that rage, though, makes it so that Mohammad Light has to spend on this knight, and that knight pressure is just a little bit less than he'd like. Bar barrel out, not back around to bowler yet. Maybe NATO comes into play. There it is.
Yeah, the King Tower activation here, but as we say often, at what cost? Tons of damage. This is a rough matchup for Mugi.
It's a nice setup there with the Inferno Dragon to block those those Spear Goblins from getting on tower, but here we go. AQ running into a bowler, and we wonder when Mugi's actually going to go on the offensive. With only 3.5 elixir in the tank, I think he just holds steady.
Spear Goblins, Archer Queen, Mortar. All three good responses to that Loon. Not to mention delivery, certainly also valuable.
Yeah, that is a great setup there. You have the Spear Goblins to bait out a spell, or the NATO. You have the AQ with the ability, the Mortar to reset, and of course that delivery to drop on top. So here we go. The first Loon send is in. Mohammad Light was waiting for it. Tanked at the bridge, so the Princess Tower's on top of the balloon. But that means the Lumberjack's getting tanked for.
Yeah, that Mortar not doing what he wanted, and the freeze comes in. Oh my word.
And look at the Mohammad Light. You can see him freaking out.
Oh no, tower down. Mohammad Light in trouble. 45 seconds left,
Rich,
and that might be the championship.
That's it. There is no way that he breaks through this, but he is hoping, praying for a chance. But that was just an exquisite send. That Lumberjack did so much work, and Mohammad Light can see the writing on the wall.
That Mortar, what an interesting place for the Mortar, and it gave such a clean, easy way to get that freeze in. Cannon cart down, 22 seconds left.
Mohammad Light looks despondent. Freeze is going to come in defensively. And Rich, we have our 2021 World Champion in Mugi.
Unbelievable. I guarantee you fans around the world celebrating like crazy. Posters going up on walls. Mugi is your 2021 CRL World Champion.
He's done it. $200,000, and he busts out not only the Prince Lance, but the Loon Freeze late in the tournament. We only saw it once.